Mr. Costa. Good morning.
Hello.
Can I have Leanne Artiega? Right now we're doing presentations for Dagani for the new medical strand next year.
Do you want to go? For where? All right. Who is it?
Leanne.
Liani. Okay, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Do you want to go?
Dagani, she's making us.
All right, be careful.
So do you need the pass or do you want?
She can go.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna make the video, so pay attention to it. So the first question is x squared plus y to the third to the third, sorry. And it says write down the following expansions. So in this case here, I mean, it's up to you how you want to do it. I'll take it any way you want. It's okay. Thank you. Take care. Have a great weekend. Don't catch corona. Okay, so let's begin. So, I mean, if you did this like this, let me make it prettier. If you do it like that, I'm okay with you. I mean, I don't want you to do it that way. Can you use Pascal's triangle? Absolutely. Why not? In other words, you're telling me you would want to do this, and then you know that you're almost there, and you know that this one should be it, right? And then you would say to yourself, okay, well, look. So how is this going to end up looking? Because the thing is that, so you got to be careful, because sometimes you think you know the pattern and you start doing it, but like you mess up somewhere and you're not sure where you messed up. All right, some people might want to do something like this. 3, 0, right? And then what's the next one here? You're going to go x squared to the, wait, yeah, 3. And this next one will be y to the third to the, and then you will have 3, 1, x to the second, y to the third to the 1. Then you have 3, 2, x squared to the 1, y third to the 2, plus 3, 3, x squared to the 0, y third to the, ladies, come on, pay attention. Right, we know this, right? And you know that this is going to be 1 x to the 6 times y to the 0 plus 3 x to the 4, y to the third, right? Plus 3 x to the second, y to the 6th, plus 1 x to the 0, y to the 9th. So you know that this is going to be x to the 6th plus 3x to the 4th, y to the 3rd, plus 3x squared, y 6, plus y to the 9th. So it's not too bad, but it requires some effort. Not much effort, though. Yeah, now if you want to do FOIL, that's up to you, but I think this is the way which is easy for everybody to follow, right? Is that hard? I don't think so. I'm going to go to Outback Steakhouse today. After school, I'm going straight to Outback. The new one that they opened. It's really good. I'm going. Well, I wanted to go to Longhorn today because it's Friday. But, you know, red is as Outback. I can't have bread, no. And you're eating all this food, my gosh. Oh, man. All right, let's take a look at number 2. Any questions? If you have questions, please, by all means, that's what That's like the purpose of me to answer. I'll get there, I promise. All right, so number 2, it says, find the coefficients of x to the third in expansion of. So here we have 2 minus 5x to the fourth, and they want you to find the coefficient of x to the third. And so, I'll just remind you that a plus b to the n is nr, a to the n minus r, b to the r. That's what we've done. So that's what we did in the first question. So I just write it out, and I write 4r, and then we write 2 to the 4 minus r, and then we write negative 5x to the r. And you could tell if you substitute a 3 in there, you're going to end up with a third power that you want, right? So it's 4, 3, 2 to the 4 minus 3, negative 5x to the third. And let me write that nicely, right? So we got that. Now what's 4, 3? Now you could use your calculator, okay? You could do it by hand, which is what I'm going to do here. All right. That's 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 divided by, that's going to be 1 factorial times 3 factorial. You could tell that this is just going to be 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 divided by 1 times 3 times 2 times 1. So it's just 4. Now remember, the formula for this NR is n factorial divided by n minus r factorial times r factorial. This is a combination which we'll revisit in statistics. So it's going to be 4 times 2 to the first times, well, negative 5 times negative 5 times negative 5 is negative 125. And you have x to the third. And negative 125 times 4 is what? 500? So 125 times 4 is negative 500. And negative 500 times 2 is negative 1,000. Negative 1,000 x to the, negative 1,000 x to the third. So what's my coefficient? Negative 1,000. Is that difficult? I think it's a pretty straightforward question. And you should be able to do this. Okay. Now, if you did Pascal's triangle, this here is 4, 0, 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, right? And this is 4, 4. So be my guess. That's why 4, 3 is 4, I guess. Make sense? Okay, I hope so. All right, let's continue because I want to finish all of it. So number 3 says expand x plus y to the 8th. I mean, this feels like a question that's just going to take so much time to do. But like you could do this like easily. You could write it all out. I don't care how you do it. Just, you know that the highest power of x there, because it's really straightforward, is going to be to the 8th power. So you know you're going to have this. You're going to have x to the 8th y plus x to the 7th, y to the 0. This will be y to the 1. You know this is going to happen for sure. While the x go down in power, the y's go up in power, right? But we're missing the numbers that go in front. Well, I'm not sure that I covered everything up there because it took a lot of space. All right, I just barely got everything in there. So let's decide on the numbers then. So we know we have, let me just start at 14641 where we're at on the previous problem. We have 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1, 1, 6, 15, 20, 15, 6, 1, 1, 7, 21, 35, 35, 21, 7, 1. We have 1, 8, 28, 56, 70, 56, 28, 8, and 1. And those are the numbers. So in theory, you would just 1, 8, 28, 56, 70, 56, 28, 8, and 1. I mean, that's if you, because this was so easy to do for me, because I looked at it, I'm like, okay, it's just x plus y to the 8th. Because when it gets kind of confusing, it was like 2x to the 3rd plus 3x. You're not sure. You would have to, you could do it, but you have to be very careful. So I hope that's pretty clear how to do it. I mean, you want me to write it nicely though, for the notes? Nobody wants me to write it nicely. Okay, well, you're writing, so I'm gonna write it nicely. I'm gonna write it in rainbow. I'm gonna write it in rainbow. So let me just make it nice because y to the 0 is just 1. So it's x to the 8th plus 8x to the 7th y plus 28x to the 6th y squared plus, I'm gonna buy a shovel for my dad today. 56x to the 5th y to the 3rd plus, because he's for his garden, he broke his shovel. So I'm gonna just buy him a shovel. And I'll buy some light bulbs, but Home Depot is running on light bulbs. The light bulbs that I want at least on 49th Street. $28 x to the 2nd, y to the 6th, plus 8x y 7th plus y to 8. I kind of ran out of space. I don't know why. There you go. That's the expansion. Make sense?
How do you get like the numbers for Pascal? Like where do they come?
Well, this is just a general pattern how we observe. Like look at it. Look at 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Look at the first row. Okay.
Well, where do you get them?
What's 0 plus 1? 1 plus 4. 6 plus 4. See? Right? You see him? What's 5 plus? So you always put a 1 out here and you go 5 plus 1, 6. 5 plus 10, 15. 10 plus 10, 20. All right, so it's worth me going over this with you. We always start Pascal's triangle like this with a 1. And then on either side of those ones, and maybe I shouldn't start like that, but that's how I was taught. So you put 1, and then you put 2 ones like that. And you go, okay, in between the ones, 1 plus 1 is 2. And you put a 1 and a 1 here. Then you go, okay, 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. And you put a 1 and a 1. Then you go 3 plus 3 is 6. 1 plus 3 is 4. 3 plus 1 is 4. 1, 1. 6 plus 4 is 10. 4 plus 6 is 10. 1 plus 4 is 5. 4 plus 1 is 5. 1 and 1. That's how you do Pascal's triangle. The which row? Oh, well, because I said to myself, hey, remember guys, in the previous question, we stopped at 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Let's just start from there. So I don't have to write it all over again, which I had to write it all over again because the question came up. Does that satisfy you? Okay, there. That's enough for me. What are you guys talking about, bro? Do you have any questions though for me? Okay, I'm glad to hear that your question was answered. Are you gonna get an A next class? What do you mean you don't know? You're hoping? Hope doesn't feel like a good word. Are you gonna try your best to get an A? Of course. And what actions would you take this weekend to ensure that? How are you gonna study? Oh. So are you saying you actually watch my videos? Really? Bro, I don't believe you guys. I don't know why. I look at the views, but it's like 6 views. Okay. Well, I'm gonna put the comments on there. So you can like comment like, hey, mister, this was helpful. Yeah, thank you. I'll write back. Thank you. Thumbs up. All right, guys, the next question is question number 4. I should number these questions, shouldn't I? We're at number 3. Okay, 4 over 4. Let me keep consistent. So 4 is like this. Okay, in this case, they want you to expand 3 plus 2x squared times 2x plus 3. This is just not fun, you know? Like, I don't feel like doing this one. like that. I mean, we could do the first, like, we could do this part here very quickly. That's 4x squared. 3 times 2 is 6 times 2 is 12. That's 12x plus 9. So we just took care of that one. And then that other one right there, like, what on earth am I thinking giving you this question? So I'm just going to write 4x squared plus 12x plus 9. And that, but then I still got to multiply times 2x plus 3. So all I did was expand it once. Wait, I just saw something. You saw what I saw? I just saw something. 2x plus 3 to the second times 2x plus 3 to the third. That's 2x plus 3 to the fifth. And I think I can do this. It's not that bad at all now, because now I saw that it's the same thing. So now we can use the binomial theorem, I think. So let's just use the binomial theorem. I won't try to shortcut anything. I'm just do this mechanically. It's 5, 0, 2 to the x to the fifth times 3 to the 0 plus 5, 1, 2 to the x to the fourth, 3 to the first. Nope. Yes. Yes. 5, 2. 2 to the x to the second. 3 to the second. Oh, 3. Sorry, 3. Sorry about that. Plus 5, 3. 2x to the second. 3 to the third. Plus 5, 4. Plus 5, 4. 2x to the 1. 3 to the fourth. And then we have 5, 5. 2 to the x, 2x to the 0, sorry. And 3 to the fifth. And so basically you have 1 times 32x, 2 to the 5th is 32, times 1 plus 5 times 16x to the 4th times 3 plus 10. 2 to the 3rd is 6, no, 8 x to the 3rd times 9 plus 10 times 4x squared times 9 plus 5 times 2x times 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27 times 3 is 81. And the last one is plus 1 times 2 to the 0 is 1, x to the 0 is 1, so that's just 1. And 3 to the 5th is 243, I think. And now you just go ahead and make that look pretty if you can. Let me go ahead and zoom out of there so you guys can see it appropriately. Okay. So I think you can see it there. And so you have basically, oh, look, I forgot the 5th power there. 32x to the 5th. 16 times 5 is 80. 80 times 3 is 240. X to the 4th. Plus 10 times 8 is 80 times 9. 80 times 9 is 720. X to the 3rd. Plus 10 times 4 is 40 times 9 is 360. And then you have 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times 81 is 810. Plus, and that's it, 243, we're good. How are you doing, sir?
Head gasket blew.
Did it crack the head?
No.
Is the head bent or warped a little bit? Okay. Well, they sell aftermarket heads for that car.
Rebuild the whole thing.
Sorry for the interruption.
Yes,
Do you have Adriana Cuenca on your phone?
I think I do, yes.
If you could please send it to the main office, she's going home.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you blew your head gasket? I told you to take care of the truck.
No, but I mean, I will rebuild it, but I just wanted to ask you, do I need like machine shops?
That rebuild, like, that I would trust like that, you're gonna have to go like to Orlando or something like that, where the gringos are.
And I'm obviously, I'm a port and polish supercharger.
The stock supercharger. You can add an aftermarket one. It costs like $5,000.
Do you have that? Or you probably,
I don't want to spend it on
I don't
anything.
have 5 bands for a whip.
So what car are you driving now?
Nissan Sentra.
So you went from a Lightning to a Nissan Sentra. I'm sorry to hear this. And you said that the Sentra moves?
Yeah,
You're being sarcastic, right?
yeah.
Okay.
I step on it like all the way and it like takes forever to hit 60. I'm just there waiting.
Well, listen, if you want to sell a truck, I'll buy it from you as is. Well, how do you want to sell it? Well, bust up engine.
How much you want to buy?
I know you bought. Take care, mama. I don't know. It has a busted engine.
It still runs and drives.
$6,000.
Oh my God.
I know.
He lives in Salty.
I know, but I gotta spend like 5 or 6 G's to build the engine.
What do you mean?
Well, how much you think? How much you think? Yeah, I would upgrade it.
Yeah, right now. Like supercharger, different
All right, look. All right, if it's just a
It
warp.
runs and drives.
All right, but it has a blown gasket. You can tell because on the exhaust you see oil.
Oil and water mixed.
They don't run that anymore.
Well, obviously I'm not, but obviously it can make it from here to school and that's it.
No,
Never
do
again.
that. No. Stop it.
That's-
Stop it. Those 5.4s. You're gonna mess up every. Stop it.
I did. I
Oh my
promise.
gosh.
I did.
After you do it.
Nah.
go to the top.
No, I mean, I kind of had to make it to where I was going that day.
All right, so 6 grand is too low for you.
Of course.
All right, see what you can get on the internet and you tell me what's somebody willing to give you.
What do you mean? I've already had people trying to buy it off me for at least 10 bands.
Bro, then sell it, bro. Get rid of it then.
Yeah.
Because but here's the thing, they don't realize, but they don't realize this. They're gonna get into it and they're gonna have to pay a machine shop to do it for them. You're gonna spend 5 or 6 grand or 7 grand, like that. Look, how much it costs. I'll get it done for $1,000 because I'll do it myself, okay?
Yeah, I mean.
You gotta take a point. No, you gotta pay the machine work. But here's the thing, if by any chance you have to buy new heads, yeah. You're gonna spend $1,000 on each or more. I think Trick Flow has a set of heads for that car. That's it. You gotta spend $2,000, $2,500 on the head. And then if you're gonna spend $2,500 on heads, now you know you have to upgrade everything.
And the whole point.
I know, but it wasn't supposed to happen because you were supposed to take care of your car.
I mean, I got it, knowing that the head gets.
Yeah, that's what I said. Fine.
Yeah. that's
Oh,
what he
okay.
said.
You got it.
I got it knowing it had that issue.
And you bought it for 12?
Well,
Okay. I'm sorry to hear of your peril.
no, I mean, right now, my dad is gonna remove the engine. We're gonna take it to the shop. Shop is sketchy as shit, but already I got bills like evils and stuff. Bills, like engine.
Okay. All right, well, good luck with that.
You don't have any place like, other than that sketchy spot that I kind of don't wanna take it to.
What I would do is I would just
I guess like in a corner and I pulled up, like his shirt was like all like musty.
embarrado.
On a mano.
I know. Listen, but if he has the proper equipment, he can straighten out the head maybe.
All his machines like organized.
Then that's it. Don't worry about it. If it messes up, no big deal. Just get another engine. I don't lose any of my tools ever. I have my original tools since I was 16. They're still there. When I was 16 years old, when I got my first set. No, no, I have a new set that I bought like a few years ago that I don't touch those because they're that good. Oh, Snap-ons are really expensive.
All Snap-on.
Okay,
You know what that is?
that's badass. Yes. Take care. Okay, so where are you? What's messed up? Tell me, talk to me. Here? So, okay, do you understand how I got that? 5 0 is 1. 2 to the 5th is 32. X to the first raised to the 5th, 5. 3 to the 0 is 1. Got it? Okay. All right, let's continue. But listen, I'll buy his truck for him, but not for 12 G's. Because, no, man, you don't understand. It's just an F-150.
Special place the engine and it doesn't have it.
Now the engine, who knows what happened? He's been running around with a gasket like that. Do you realize that water mixed with the oil, it messes up the main bearings a little bit. Okay, whatever. But on the top, on the heads where the camshaft spins, those forged, I believe at that time, and still, the cap that holds the camshaft doesn't have a bearing. It's straight aluminum. The camshaft spins on aluminum, and there's no bearing there. I don't know why Ford would ever do that. So if the head goes bad, like if those caps go bad, there's no way you can like, oh, you had need a new set of heads, and then you're gonna find an original 2001 or 2000 F-150 supercharged the Lightning heads. No, you gotta buy them aftermarket, and now you're up to $2,500 already.
Why is it about the?
Because water and oil don't mix, if you noticed, and then water doesn't have the same lubricating properties as oil, so it will pit and will rust the parts that you have in there mixed with the oil, and it ruins everything. It's just sad. Anyways, all right, so I know you girls don't care about cars, right? Which car do you care about? Exactly. All right, we got 3 more questions and we're done with this review and I start the other one. Let me see if I can try again, save those changes. Well, this is gonna come out on the recording, so whatever, no big deal. Everything talk to him about comes out there. I'm not gonna edit it, I don't care. Excuse me. That was a burp. All right, guys, so how do we do 10-3? What does that do? I don't want you to do it with calculator. I want you to do it by hand. So remember, NR is equal to n factorial divided by n minus r factorial times r factorial. This is a combination. So that's 10 factorial divided by 10 minus 3 factorial times 3 factorial. Both, all right, I'll give them $8,000. No, man, I had to spend money for the baby. No, I can't. No, it's not worth it. I remember reading back in 2099, the Lightnings racing the Corvettes at that time on Motor Trend magazine. And I was like, wow, they made a truck as fast as a Corvette. That was interesting. It had 385 powers, 85 horsepower, I think, that year or something like that. Guys, you see what I'm doing, right? It's like mechanical. It's like, dude, look at this. So then you cancel. Hey, none of your teachers are using the tablet?
Oh my God.
You haven't talked to them about it?
They can barely get the smart board.
You should tell him, Mr. Costa uses his Microsoft Surface and writes on the board. He's so cool. And you go, don't you want to be cool too? And they're going to say what? They're going to ignore you guys? What do you mean they don't need to write a board? Okay. I'm sorry to hear this. Did it take attendance?
Sometimes they forget. Like, please say your attendance.
All right, first 3 terms for the next one. First 3 terms. Let me just write 3 like 3. So this is going to be 1 minus 4x to the 18th. And I should really say first 3 terms, and I should say an ascending order. So let's do this, wonderful people. Do you guys believe you're wonderful? Well, you guys are wonderful. Each one of us is wonderful, right? Don't we all have souls?
It doesn't make you wonderful, it makes you soulful.
But aren't all souls equal?
No.
How do you know this?
Are you saying like 10 Bundy souls?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not a mass murderer.
Yeah.
Was he a mass murderer?
Yes.
Do you guys really care about murder that much?
I love watching all this stuff.
Okay. Are you
So
saying that 10 Bundy soul is like equivalent to like your youngest daughter's?
Yeah, for real.
At one point it was.
What?
At one point.
When he was a bit younger, he would kill all of his pets.
Yeah. But at birth, then even his man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you saying your daughter's twisted?
I don't know yet. Yesterday, the baby like got angry at Eileen, and she started, bro, the 2-year-old started doing this like that, and I had to hold her back. She was gonna strike her sister, and then she was throwing like a 1-2 like that. She wasn't like this, like with the way that goes, and she pulls her hair. Oh my gosh, I would have loved to record that. And she was angry, you know, like that.
What did the older one do?
That's cute though.
The older one was just like the baby was trying to like sleep next to me, and then the older one got on my other arm and she got pissed at her. Like that. That's what happened.
Did you knock the other one like off the couch?
No, I was like, tranquilícese. All right, guys, let's do this problem. So we want the first 3 terms. So first 3 terms in ascending order. I would suggest, again, I always do this because I like to, you know, I write A plus B, and I remind myself, listen, you know, we're gonna go N R, we're gonna go A to the N minus R, and we're gonna go B to the R. I'll put it up there. Yeah, no biggie. No biggie. So I would just write 18, 0, 1 to the 18, negative 4x to the 0, plus 18, 1, 1 to the 17th power, negative 4x to the first power. And then the third term, so we have first term, the second term, and the third term, will just be 18, 2. And then that'll be 1 to the 16th, and negative 4x to the second. And for this, I'm gonna grab my calculator. I know 18, 0 is 1. So 1 times 1, negative 4. I'll just write it out so you can see it. We know negative 4 to the 0 power is 1. Right? And x to the 0 power is 1. Agreed? So we know that's 1. Now the other one, 18, 1 is 18. So we know that's 18. Times 1 times negative 4 to the first. Let me just keep consistent. Negative 4 times negative 4 to the first times x to the first. So we have that. Now, you said something about nerves? 18.2 is a little bit more difficult. Like, I need a calculator for that. Does anybody want to figure it out for me? Because I don't want to go into my low. 18C2. How much? 153. Great. So 153 times 1, negative 4 times negative 4. Well, I'll just write it out. Times 4 to the second, x to the second. And then just finish it up. Now, negative 4 to the 0 is 1. And it's not negative. The reason why, well, if I raise a negative number to an even power, it always comes out positive. Is 0 an even digit? So we must assume that we're going to come out with a positive 1. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Got it? Here we have 18 times 1 is negative 18 times negative 4. That's going to be 2 and carry the 3, right? Yeah, it has to be negative. So let me change this to negative. And then we got plus 153 times 16, whatever that comes out. What's 153 times 16? 2,000? And that's it. And also, well, let me finish it. 1 minus 72x squared plus 2,448x squared. And
Wait, why is 17? Wait, why is the x?
oh, it shouldn't be squared. Thank you. It's not squared. This is the first power. And that's it. Pretty simple, right? We're going to start trig soon. Trigonometry is the best. You should go to sleep dreaming about trig. Nope. I can't remember yesterday's dreams though. I should have written them down. All right, and I think we did this actually for homework, didn't we? Number 7? I mean, in last class we did it. So number 7 is in last class notes. Agreed? So number 7 we did in last class notes. I don't feel like doing it right now, but I'm going to go ahead and do it quickly because that's the way I am. So we want to find the coefficient find. There, you understand what I'm saying, right? So it would look something like this. You would write the following. You write, remind yourself to do this. And then after you do that, You go ahead and write this out, you know, and then carefully write this, right? Be careful with the signs. Notice how I wrote -2y. And you decide, hey, when is that r to the gonna be to the 8th? Oh, when r is 8. Okay, so then I'm gonna go ahead and go do this. Put an 8 here. I'll put an 8 here. And the question is set up in such a way that once you did that, you've already figured out the x power correctly. And so this is 14a, 3x to the 6, -2y to the 8th. And if you solve that, you would take care of everything. Let me see if my calculator here has it. No, of course not, because that would be awesome. That's trig stuff, though. Let me see if there's a better calculator. Hey, look, I have a graphing calculator here. No, this one sucks. So what's 16? What's 14 C8? 3003. And what's 3 to the 6th power? What's 3 to the 6th power? 729. And what's -2 to the 8th power? And then if you multiply all those things out, what do you get? So nobody wants to talk to me? $560 million what? So this is your answer, right? Yay, we just finished that one. Okay, so what I want to do now is I also want to go ahead and see if I can do OCR at the same time over here. So let me go ahead and open up OCR. Let me just zoom out of this for a second. I'll make a line, chapter 9 basics, and I think I can squeeze everything into here. I think I have enough time to at least do some damage, and that will use some of the class time next class to figure it out. Let me zoom out a little bit more. Don't you think this technology is really cool? Guys, you could talk to me. No, don't worry. I don't have feelings. Guys, yes, I've been fasting, since when? Since yesterday, 6 o'clock. Did I go to the gym today? Yes, I did.
Why?
Because I have to. I know it's a lot of work. I had like a little thought this morning, like just stay in here because actually the room was cold, but you know what I should do? But the thing is, I don't want to make the girls suffer. I should just turn off the AC in my house and sleep at 80 degrees if possible.
Why? Wait, like what? You say 80? But like,
Hey.
you like give them a fan.
How about, when was the last time you slept outside?
I slept outside here.
Did you have like a shelter over you? You didn't sleep outside.
I slept under. Oh, like you mean like outside in the wilderness?
Yes, like
No.
like under a car or something.
No.
I've never done that. Okay, guys. Let's see. Let me get the next OCR. Guys, have you tried OCR? Okay, so let's do some problems from OCR. Okay, so this is gonna be a chapter 8 and 9 OCR. So I'm gonna title it like that. Here we go. So I don't know if you see it. Chapter. No, you're not done. And 9, chapter 8 and 9 OCR. So these are OCR questions I thought were interesting to give you. And number 1, is that food that I smell?
I think it's outside. Yes, it's outside.
Is it food or is it like fertilizer? It's food. What type of, like chicken? Maybe?
I was eating chicken right now.
You smell it, right?
Oh,
What is it?
ew, I don't like the fried Taco Bell. Ew.
Wait, Taco Bell is good for you.
I hate
Oh my gosh.
it's not.
All right, number one says the 10th term of an arithmetic progression is 125. And the sum of the first 10 terms is 260. A, show that the first 10 terms show that the first term in the progression is negative 73. That's the first. And then B says, find the common difference. So I'm going to do the question, but I suggest when you go home, you try to do it without looking at your notes. See if you can piece it together. So let's see if we can get some hints here. It says 10th term in arithmetic progression is 125. So I'll write this in red. A's of 10 equals 125. But when you add up the first 10 terms, you get 260. So they want you to show that the first term is negative 73. So they say, find A's of 1. It should be negative 73. So what are you supposed to do here? Yeah, well, let's go ahead and get some formulas here. Let me go ahead and create some space because I think that I should lasso. Oh man, I should lasso this down and move it down a little bit. Let me see if I can just slide it down. Oh no, of course not. Give me one more second. There, I'm sliding down part B. Okay, so what am I gonna do? First, I'm gonna write down my formulas. That's my formula for an arithmetic progression. And this is the formula for the sum of the series. And so I'm going to go ahead and say A's of 1 plus 10 minus 1 times the common difference must equal 125. So that takes care of this guy. So let me simplify that a bit. I'm going to use a different color. This is A's of 1 plus 9D equals 125. On the other hand, I have the other side. So I can say the sum, which comes out to 260. So I'm going to go ahead and say 10 divided by 2 times twice the first term plus 10 minus 1 times D must equal 260. That takes care of this guy. We're using, right? That's what we're doing. So I'm going to simplify that to make it look pretty. Well, it's going to take multi-steps to make it look pretty, but let's just go ahead and this is 5 twice A's of 1 plus 9D equals 260. And I think we should end up saying that this is 10 A's of 1 plus 45D equals 260. So that's what we got. Make sense? So now we got a system. We want to find negative 73, but we got a system of equations. I'll go ahead and lasso again the find a common difference here because, oh man. Give myself some space. So here we have 10 A's of 1 plus 45D equals 260. Then we have A's of 1 plus 90 equals 125. That's our system. You could do substitution, you could do elimination. Let's go ahead and do elimination. I think it's safer to do elimination. Did Catherine Garcia get here? Okay. So I would do elimination just to make it easier. I'll go ahead and rewrite it so you can see the process. But essentially, when you use elimination, you're just trying to eliminate one of the variables if you were to add both of these together. So I would multiply it times -5. And here's why I would do that. Here's why I would do that. Because you still have the top being 10 A's of 1 plus 45D equals 260. And then you have -5 A's of 1 minus 45D equals negative 625, I think. So negative 625. And then you just add these. 10 plus -5 is 5A. 45D plus -45D, that just plus 0. It cancels. And then you have negative 625 plus 60, right? Plus 260. That comes out to negative 365. And now when you divide, so basically you have 5A equals negative 365. A must equal negative 365 divided by 5. What does negative 365 divided by 5 equal? And have you shown that the first term is negative 73? Yep. So this is what you've done. Now, if you go to the next part of the question, it says find a common difference. Find a common difference. And the great thing is that we already found A's of 1. So that means you can go back to any one of these original ones. I guess I'm going to use A's of 1. A's of 1 plus 9D equals 125. I'm just going to go ahead and substitute negative 73 here and solve for that. You should be able to tell that I'm going to take 125 and add 73, which is 198. And I'm going to take 198 and divide by 9. And I get 22. So the common difference is a positive 22. That's it. So that's the first question I give in the OCR test. Well, for the common differences, it was 22. Yeah, I'll change the numbers on it. But what I want you look again, we gotta make sure that we're preparing for the test appropriately. Okay, and the next question here for the OCR, let me go ahead and separate these. Is determine the first three terms of a binomial expression of x minus 1 over x in ascending order of power. So they want the first three terms. And they want the first three terms of in ascending order. Ascending order. And we have this here. I wonder why the question is so interesting to them, because I see that we have x and negative 1 over x. So let's see how it works out. So you know it's going to be 8, 0, x to the 8, negative 1x to the 0. And then you have 8, 1, x to the 7th. Now remember, just to remind you, and it's getting kind of obnoxious to do over and over, but remember it's NR x to the n, sorry, a to the n minus r, b to the r, and that's what I'm doing here. It's a binomial theorem. And then the third term would be 8, 2. So this is 1 times x to the 8th. And then this is just going to be 1. This is 8, x to the 7th. And this is just negative 1 divided by x. And this is 8, 2. What's 8, 2, guys? Or gals? Nobody knows? Nobody cares? All right, whatever. Look, watch. I'm gonna do it. I don't need you. I don't need you. Look, I'm gonna do it. Look, I'm gonna do it. Smarter than you. Look. I'm doing it. I bet you will get faster than you. No, you didn't give me a chance. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be. You use the calculator. There you go. It's 28. It's this guy. So you got 28 x to the 6 times negative 1 times negative 1 is 1 divided by x squared. So if you had to write this out nicely, you would say this is x to the 8th plus 8x negative minus 8x to the 6 plus 28x to the 4th. Why on earth did that change, right? You saw it? You saw the powers here? You have to subtract them. Basically, 2 of the x's canceled here. 1 of the x's canceled. I think that's important for you to see. Make sense? Yes. Be careful. So last night I was really tired to get to bed. But I got to bed like at 9:30 or 10, like there. I fell asleep, but I was hurting. I was like, my legs were sore. I was like, oh man, you can't keep continuing to do this. And when I woke up, it's like, oh, I can do this. So I just got to sleep.
Wait, you work out every day?
Yeah, man. Every day.
You're not bad.
I'm here. I'm alive still. I've been doing it for a whole year. So let's see if I can put in another year so I can see what it does, both mentally and physically. All right, look at number 3. Number 3 says 2x plus 3 divided by x to the 4th, and they want you to write down the constant term. What does that mean? Write down the constant term. What does it mean to write down the constant term? The one that is a number by itself without the x's. That's what it means to write down the constant term. It means, and this is important because I notice some of you are not paying attention anymore. I know it's quite a lot. That's why I feel like ending the lesson. But man, I'm almost done with the OCR review. If I could do one more question, I would have done both chapter 9 basics and chapter 8 and 9 OCR, even though I feel like you, like I want to quit too and just chill for a little bit. I'm going to push through. So pay attention, finish strong. Don't be pathetic. All right. So here we go. Write down the constant term. So I think to myself, okay, let me write this down. I know I'm going to follow the same rules. I'm always going to say a plus b to the n is nr. A to the n minus r, b to the n. That's 2x plus 3 divided by x to the 4th. Huh? Yeah, I don't know why I wrote an r, but thank you. That's sharp. So we have 4r, 2x to the n minus r. You guys have gone to the Outback next to S-Line already? Why? Oh my gosh. I hope it's not full. I'm going to go today. Like after school. It's never full? I'm going to go today. Huh? At 2:30? 2:40? Early bird special. All right, so there, we got that. So now we got to figure out. And I should write instead of n, I should write this. And this is the important part. So I'm gonna put 4. And I have to say, hey, which r am I gonna pick that's gonna end up canceling? You might not see it there right now. So the way you might be able to see it is if you write it like this. You see what I'm saying when I do it. Right? You see what I did there? Watch. Are you interested in what the 2 is? Like right now, you're not interested. Right now, you're not what the, in other words, you're interested in this. Right? You're interested in those 2. You're like interested in which r will cause them to, you see it? Look, for instance, if you pick, you need those to cancel each other. You need 4 minus r to equal r, not negative r. You need to equal r. Because if it equals r, it will cancel. Does that make sense? Because you're supposed to add those exponents. So when does 4 minus r equal to r? 2r equals to 4 when r equals to 2. So you see that? So now you can say, okay, great. Now I see it. For 2 to the x, 4 minus 2, 3 to the x of negative 1 to the 2. So 4, 2, what's 4, 2? Is it 2? 4c2. Is it 6? 6 times 2 to the second, x to the second. Oh my gosh, look what happened. What happened here? What just happened? All right, that was it. But this 2 over here, if you saw what happened, it'd be so funny. Come on, computer. Get closer. Get closer. Get closer. Get a little bit closer. A little bit closer. Why are you doing this to me? Oh, because you're running out of battery. Hurry up, because I can't have this get like not perfect. This is a lot of effort. Almost there, people. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna fix it.
Like,
Almost there. Almost there. Come on. And charger is on. Okay. Oh no, not on yet. It's like the charger's fighting me. Doesn't want to. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we have 6, 2 to the second, x to the second, 3 to the second is 9, but x to the negative 1 to the second is to the negative 2. So we have this situation. You see that? So you end up with 6 times 4 times 9 times x to the second times x to the negative 2. These are going to just come out to x to the 0. They cancel. So we have 6 times 4 is 36. 36 times 9 is some number, 324. So it's 324 x to the 0. So this just comes out to 324 because x to the 0 is 1. Okay, we got one more question, and I would have been able to say that I put in a decent effort today. Don't you think? And then I have 2 other classes to teach today, and we all know they didn't do their homework. Okay, so the last question is number 4, and for the OCR. And these are the basic skills I want you to have in preparation for your test at the end of the year. And we'll revisit it because we're going to start stats soon, but you know. So this next question, and I got 15 minutes, so I should be able to get done in 10. Imagine if TV were great, I wouldn't be able to teach a lesson like this. But I could because I would share a link with you on whiteboard, and you can do it like on your computer, on your tablet, on your phone. Follow along. All right, here we go. The binomial expansion 1 plus ax to the n. So we have a binomial expansion called 1 plus ax to the n, where n is positive, n is greater than 0, has 6 terms, So if it has 6 terms, what is the power of n there? If it has 6 terms, the binomial has 6 terms, what is the power of x? Are you sure it's 6? Okay, let's talk about what that means. Let's say you have x plus y to the 0. What is the result of that? 1. Let's say you have x plus y to the first. What is the result of that? How many terms does that have? How about x plus y to the second? How many terms does that have? No, if it has 6 terms, the power of n, it's 5. Yes, it's 5. We have 5 terms. So n must equal to 5. Got it? Do we understand that? Very important. Now it says, write down the value of n. Oh, I just told you the answer. A has to be, and n has to equal to 5. The reason n has to equal to 5 is because the amount of terms we have is always 1 more than the n in a binomial expansion. And then B says, find A if the coefficient coefficient of x to the third is 5/4. So now I go ahead and write this out. Remember, a plus b to the n is nr, a to the n minus r, b to the r. So 1 plus ax to the n is, well, remember, this is going to be 5. It's 5. Let's just leave r open for now. 1 to the 5 minus r, ax in parentheses to the r. So we know r is 3. We know r is 3. And then we have 5c3. What's 5c3, wonderful people? It's 10 times 1, a to the third, x to the third. So basically this comes out to 10a to the third, x to the third must equal 5/4 x to the third. So we're going to cancel x to the third. So we have 10a to the third equals 5/4. We divide both sides by 10. Let's go ahead and write this nicely. So a to the third equals 1/8. We take the third root of both sides. So a must therefore equal 1/2.